7. Barrett outside the switch. Doncic goes over. And then he hammers it home. Broke his ankles.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. The New York Knicks just took an L to the Toronto Raptors, ending our 8-game winning streak, looking to win 9 games in a row. This game was at the Garden. The Raptors were on a 6-game losing streak. We lost 113 to 106. And we're sad in the moment right now, but let's appreciate that we were on an 8-game winning streak. This was definitely a winnable game, but it looked like our season, I'm not going to say our season was like possibly, it looked like it was going to be over or anything like that, but our hopes, our expectations definitely were getting lower and lower, especially after we were blowing these leads. You know, the Mavericks game, just an absolute disaster, and we saw that this Knicks team can overcome adversity. We even overcame some adversity in this game when we were down 14 points, or even when we were down 9 points before earlier in this basketball game. That was the most points we were down when it came to this winning streak, and the Knicks didn't lay down and die. I'm not a moral victory type of guy, but yeah, we knew the Raptors were going to come in hungry. We knew that, and obviously we play the Chicago Bulls next. But when you take a look at this overall game, Quentin Grimes did not play in this game, if you're wondering. He was out with that ankle injury. He went from doubtful, he went to like a game time decision type of thing, and he didn't end up playing. Emmanuel quickly actually got the start, and the Raptors were in control of most of this game. They were up 14 at one point, and the Knicks were actually getting very quality looks. The Knicks were actually knocking down their shots, but the defense wasn't there, at least in the first half of this basketball game. You could say maybe there wasn't a crazy amount of consistency defensively, but you could say that it did improve when it went on, and I thought we were undisciplined. I didn't get that same feel of intensity. Quentin Grimes, we see how much of a big loss that is when it comes to floor spacing or making those pass to assists, making that extra pass, and then it becomes contagious within the offense. Him just really hustling on defense, not giving up on a play. Don't get me wrong, when Miles McBride came in this game, he played extremely strong. He played physical, even knocked down a couple shots. It looks like he's starting to get to a little bit of a rhythm offensively and show that he could bring a little bit of a spark on that end and not just defense. But at the end of the day, we had no answer for Pascal Siakam. Siakam finished with 52 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists on 17 of 25 shooting, I believe. He was able to get to the free throw line at will. I'm not someone that makes excuses when it comes to the refs, but there was some terrible calls, especially when it would be like RJ Barrett, there would be contact on a drive, and then there was less contact on a drive for Siakam, and then they call a foul. But the Knicks had to clean up certain departments that they did not clean up. Jalen Brunson had to be better. Jalen Brunson straight up had to be better. I thought he was out of control. I believe he had 5 turnovers. I thought I didn't like his shot selection really throughout the game. I thought he needed to be a little more aggressive as well. But the Raptors were definitely disguising things in a good way. Sometimes they would switch from man to zone. So they did a good job being unpredictable on the defense side of the basketball. But yeah, Siakam, so they're up 14 points, they're actually up 10, I believe, when it comes to halftime. In the third quarter, though, Emmanuel quickly went nuts. He hit 4 straight threes. He's been on fire these last couple games. RJ made a really nice read in transition, drove down the lane, kicked it out to Emmanuel quickly, drilled a 3. He got into a rhythm to the point that we actually ended up taking a 1-point lead, but it was literally a 2-man show for the Toronto Raptors. Not like OG Anunoby had 20 points, not like Scotty Barnes went off. Scotty Barnes wasn't even in double digits in this game. He really didn't have a huge impact. They didn't play him when it mattered most. It was literally a 2-man show of Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam. Siakam, career high, just went freaking off. He went nuts. And a huge thing as well in this basketball game, like I mentioned, Brunson, he got his assist, but he made some terrible decisions. This overall team, I thought, made some questionable decisions when it came to maybe forcing some drives at times. Like, we could say RJ got fouled in that fourth quarter, but in a big moment when it looked like the Knicks were building some momentum, I believe we have a 1-point lead, or maybe we cut it down to 2 or 1 in this moment. It was a very close game at a very big moment. RJ drove down the lane. There was 2 people in the paint. I thought he should have just stopped on a dime and kicked it out, but then it resulted in a VanVleet 3 on the other end, or resulted in a big time bucket, and that's kind of where things went away. You could say the officials were bad, but I just really didn't think we took quality shots, but it just seemed like our decision making was still inconsistent throughout this game. The Raptors had 4 turnovers this entire game, while the New York Knicks were way over double digits. They were more disciplined. They did a better job taking care of the basketball. They really did. And Isaiah Hartenstein's extremely frustrating. Like, he's going to play hard out there on the floor. He's going to attempt to have these tip-ins because he doesn't always make the tip-ins. And I appreciate his passing. And I actually think we should run more sets for him, that he has the ability to pass the ball, and we play him throughout his strengths more. But it was huge losing Mitchell Robinson in that fourth quarter. When it came to that groin injury, it looked like. Hopefully it's not anything serious and he's out, because we desperately need Mitch. Because, yeah, I could talk about the officials, but you just can't allow, 4 offensive rebounds in a row in the fourth quarter. That's unacceptable. Like, or on this, like, on the same possession or whatever. Like, you can't allow 4 offensive rebounds in a row, or 3 offensive rebounds. Like, that's just bad. And I know they're missing their shots, like, when they got these offensive rebounds, but you don't want to continue to give them opportunities. Eventually, they are going to get a bucket, or they're going to draw a foul. But the positives, when Mitchell Robinson was out there, I thought he was a force defensively. He was altering shots outside on the perimeter. He was altering shots inside. He had 2 possessions in a row that he got an offensive rebound. He just freaking bullied Scotty Barnes and threw it down. And on the other end, when Scotty Barnes was driving in transition, Mitchell Robinson just swatted it out of bounds. I thought R.J. Barrett was brilliant. R.J. Barrett actually ended up giving us a huge lead in this basketball game when he did a good job splitting the defense. A screen was set. Thaddeus Young, you recognize, I'm a little quicker than Thaddeus Young. He's a veteran in this league. He's getting older. He did a good job splitting the defense, threw it down with a huge tomahawk slam. And we actually had a 1-point lead in a big-time moment. And then that's when I believe we got to stop, or they maybe got a bucket on the other end. I think Van Vliet did respond with a huge 3. Like, Van Vliet, Siakam responded big time. Siakam got to the free throw line more in that fourth quarter than, like he didn't score as much in the fourth quarter. They're really resting him for those big moments, but he still got to the free throw line. He was hitting mid-range shots like crazy. He was drawing fouls like crazy, working down the lane. He did a good job picking his spots. Like, he was really attacking. Like, I got to give credit to him. He had 52 points, but still had 7 assists. Like, he still made very solid reads out there on the floor. Like, I really give him credit. He was very frustrated with the way this Raptors team was playing. He's like, I'm the number 1 option. We're on a 6-game losing streak. We have to end that tonight. And I'm putting this team on my back. And he really did. Him and Van Vliet put that team, like, literally on their back, because a lot of other players didn't really step up. They really didn't. But RJ, he just finished at will. He was unbelievable from beyond the arc. I believe he missed 1 3 in this basketball game when it came to that fourth quarter. Randall had that huge offensive rebound, put it up and in. Randall had some huge buckets in that fourth quarter. He did. He was pretty damn good when it came to that second half. He was double digits in the second half. He started off making terrible reads in transition. Didn't like the way he was playing defensively. Thought he took some bad shots, but then eventually he did get it going. And I thought he really got it going when Quickly got it going, because then there started to be this positivity, and then everyone was kind of clicking and gelling and that type of thing. But I hope Grimes is back next game, because I love RJ, but can we count on him to consistently hit the 3 ball? And it takes a little bit of a load off of Brunson as well when it comes to playmaking. I'm not saying Grimes is an elite playmaker, but he does a good job setting the tone when it comes to the ball movement as well out there on the floor. But RJ made some nice reads. He drove to the basket very strong. He got to the free throw line, knocked down his threes. You love seeing that. And I love seeing him cut to that mid-range. Yeah, he missed it, but it was still awesome. He finished with over 30 points in this game. But yeah, getting back to Randall, he had some key rebounds. Like, he's a beast on the boards. He's always been a beast on the boards, giving us second chance opportunities or even defensive rebounds at times. But he's kind of been struggling from the free throw line lately. He's definitely need to start knocking down his free throws. And Randall, I think, is an extremely talented player. But I'll always say it comes down to up here. Like, he's just always in his head, I feel like, when it comes down to, like, the stretch. Like, the little stretch, like 1 minute left, really down to the wire. Because maybe has a big bucket in the fourth quarter, at the start of the fourth quarter. And yes, he hit big free throws versus the Pacers, but can you consistently count on him down the stretch? And it just seems like something crazy always happens with him. Either as, like, even dating back to originally when he was with the Knicks, when he would turn the ball over, or even now, like, sometimes he would take you could say this season or last season, taking a off-balance jumper, kind of forcing it around the paint when someone could be open outside on the perimeter. You could say he was unlucky, but in a big spot, in a big pivotal moment, we needed a bucket here. The ball just slips out of his hands. He goes up for a point-blank layup, like, he would have made it. just freaking slips out of his hands. Like, I was just heartbroken. I was literally heartbroken in that moment. But when it came down to the rebounding, came down to the turnovers, the Raptors were definitely more disciplined, but it just sucked because not like Scotty Barnes killed us. Like, I'm not saying Siakam's not a good player. He's a fantastic player. But if we're going to lose, I want it to be like a collective effort by that group and not like a two-man show killed us, because it really felt like a two-man show killed us. Yes, Siakam, 52 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. Most impressive thing, 1 turnover. 17 to 25 from the field. He dropped 52 points, making 2 3-pointers. He was 16 of 18 from the field. Juan Hernan-Gomez had 4 points. OG Anunoby had 15 points. He had Scotty Barnes, 1 of 10 from the field, 2 points. Van Vliet, 28 points. You look at the bench, Malachi Flynn, he had 8 points. Christian Koloklo, when he was out there, 0. Chris Boucher, 2. Thaddeus Young, 2. They literally put that team on their back. They had 3 double-digit scores. 3. With OG Anunoby being the third with 15 points, and then I just mentioned Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam. But we do play the Bulls next, and this is a back-to-back, though. So you could say I'm not an excuses guy. But the Raptors are looking to just really compete, or they're looking to win this game. They're on a 6-game losing streak, heartbreaker against Philly. Siakam went off in that game as well. He's been killing it this year, but 52 points is insane. So you could say we're fatigued in that fourth quarter, the back-to-back. But, yeah, maybe if we had a bigger game from Brunson, we would have won this game. But RJ, no complaints about him. Thought he played well offensively. I thought he shot it well. I thought he attacked well. Randall, I love the way he played in the second half, but just the ball slipping out of his hands. It's just like, why do I feel like something unlucky always happens with him, or something just always goes wrong in like that final minute? But Mitchell Robinson, we needed him. Sadly, went down with an injury. I really thought he would have grabbed a big rebound in that big moment. That would have been a big time difference maker. Quickly, it's awesome to see that his 3-point shot's back, and it's cool to see that this team can overcome adversity. When we were down 14 points, we were able to get the lead back, but then Raptors took it back like right away. Siakam was amazing. It was kind of became back and forth a little bit, but then, yeah, we're down double digits, I believe, in that fourth quarter. We went on a really nice run. McBride knocked on a 3. RJ took over, but the turnovers is really haunted us, and I still think there was like a little bit of an inconsistency defensively. But, yeah, RJ, you could say, should have more points in this game as well. So I believe he finished with like 31, 32 points. Let's look at the box score here. If we fed him the ball more and actually treated him like someone that was on fire, he could add more. 30 points. And it was efficient. 11 of 19 from the field, 4-6 from 3, 4-6 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 4 turnovers. Maybe you could say, is to clean up on that. But quickly, 20 points, 7 to 10 from the field, 6 and 9 from 3. I thought he was brilliant. Mitchell Robinson, 10 points. Only had 3 rebounds. It actually felt like he had more. Maybe it was just his presence defensively. But, yeah, Randall, 13 rebounds, 30 points, 13 to 17 from the field, 0 3 from 3. It sucked because he had such an efficient game. But just, like, one shot, just, like, it makes it feel like everything just shifted and changed. But Hartenstein, 2.7 rebounds. Like, from the overall volume, it's going to look like Hartenstein was amazing on the boards. But when it comes down to that big moment, you need those big time rebounds there. Sims, 10 minutes. We need more time for Sims. And he was only out there 10 minutes, got 4 boards. We got some D Rose action for 8 minutes. McBride, 5 points, 1 assist, 1 steal in 14 minutes, 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. I've been liking the ways McBride's been playing, but we'll see if Quentin Grimes is back next game. We fought, we competed, we did not come out victorious. Winning streak comes to an end. What did you like? What did you not like? Peace out, y'all.